The wife secretly terminated the pregnancy they had finally achieved together. She burned every photo of them together. Then she disappeared from the city without leaving a trace. The husband returned home after dropping off his assistant and found that his wife was gone. On the table he found a box left by his wife. When he opened it, he discovered the paperwork for the surgical abortion inside. Only then did he realize that his wife had ended the pregnancy they had wanted so badly. He did not understand that he had been the cause of the child's death without knowing it. A week earlier, the wife had learned that she was pregnant and had planned a surprise for her husband. At that moment, she received a message from the female assistant that revealed how far the husband had strayed. She decided that she could not accept his love being shared between two women. She went to the hospital and scheduled the abortion. Physical pain and emotional betrayal erased her love for him completely. After the procedure, she returned home in a daze and put the surgical receipt into a box as a gift for her husband. At the same time, the husband had just come back from seeing the assistant off and had brought her favorite strawberry cake as a peace offering. He failed to notice the marks on his neck and the stains on his shirt that gave him away. The wife did not expose him in that moment. When he glanced at the table, he saw prenatal medication and she quickly said that it was only a simple anti-inflammatory medicine. The box on the table then caught his attention and she insisted that he not open it for 7 days and that the 7th day would be their wedding anniversary. She said that the box contained a surprise she had prepared for him. The husband felt ashamed for forgetting their anniversary and immediately tried to take her to their favorite French restaurant for a celebratory dinner. The wife had no appetite and stood up to leave. The husband nervously asked whether he had done something wrong and begged her to watch a movie with him. His theatrical show of affection made the wife feel sick to her stomach, but to avoid exposing that she had discovered his betrayal, she agreed to go alone. When they sat down, he accidentally found underwear in the couch cushion that did not belong to her. She did not make a scene, but she began planning to return his pain to him doubled. He mirrored his phone to the television and then received a call from the assistant. He hung up feeling guilty and lied that the call was from the hospital. He walked away and started flirting with the assistant, unaware that their explicit chat had been mirrored on the television for his wife to see. The messages pierced her like nails. The assistant had written that she wanted to sleep with him and he had agreed, saying they would meet the next day and that she could choose whatever position she liked. The wife turned off the television while holding back the urge to vomit. The oblivious husband asked if she felt unwell and offered to do anything she wanted. Thinking of the assistant and the messages made the wife feel nauseous. The husband pretended to be concerned and told her to come to the hospital the next day for a checkup and offered to spend the entire day with her. The wife, who usually refused such requests, agreed and said she wanted to spend the whole day with him. The guilty husband agreed but then hurried to the restroom claiming he needed to prepare toiletries and used that as an excuse to message the assistant that plans had changed and that they could not sleep together the next day. The wife saw through his intentions and returned to the living room to check their chat history. The assistant complained that he had promised and asked how he could back out. He assured her that he had not backed out and that once they were at the hospital he would do anything she wanted. When he came out of the bathroom, he said he had squeezed the toothpaste for her, but the wife had no mood to wash up and said she wanted to rest, then prepared to leave. The next day she followed him to the hospital. After she was settled in the waiting area, he hurried away. She found his work badge on the floor and went to return it but overheard nurses gossiping that they had seen him and the assistant go to the mortuary together. She had never imagined that their affair was already common knowledge and felt like a fool who had been kept in the dark. When the husband returned to retrieve his badge, he caught 2 nurses and warned them to stop spreading rumors or they would lose their jobs. He rushed back to the office while the wife noticed the marks on his neck and felt sick with disgust at another betrayal. He mistook her reaction for a stomach problem and vowed to devote himself to her completely. Then his phone rang and it was the assistant again. He told her he was staying with his wife, but the assistant pressured him to come over, so he lied that a difficult patient required a pre-operation discussion and left. Moments later, the wife received a mocking message from the assistant saying she could call the husband away with a single phone call, and then the assistant sent a pregnancy test result showing that she was pregnant. The assistant declared that the child was proof of their love and the husband was thrilled, promising to ensure the baby would be born safely. In that instant, the wife felt nothing but hatred for him. She went to the public records office and changed her legal name, then erased all records linking her to him and canceled her identity so he would never find her again. She hired an attorney and handed over every piece of evidence of his betrayal, including photos, videos, and chat logs, to make sure he would be ruined and forced to leave with nothing. Shortly after she returned home, the husband called to say he needed to travel abroad for a week-long seminar, unaware that he was about to lose his wife forever. She burned every photo of them together and sent him one final message hinting that a gift was in the bedside drawer. Then she vanished from the city for good. The husband remained clueless and continued his life with the assistant, unaware that what awaited him would be a devastating final blow.